Hello and welcome to my May developer diary of 2024. I'd like to introduce just briefly what I'm trying to do with this series. I'm developing a momentum strategy for the crypto markets. Obviously, this strategy can be used in other markets as well. It is inspired by Robert Carver's systematic trading and leveraged trading books. Also Andreas Clenow, which took some ideas from him as well. And I'm recording a monthly diary just for myself as well, to keep things going, to have a little bit of push behind myself. And we go through the code, usually see what changed, and then come up with ideas how it can go from here. So I'd like to start with a brief recap of May. May wasn't such a good month, to be honest, not only for the markets but also for developing this strategy. In I believe it was in April, I received, so I was using leveraged tokens on Bybit, mainly because they don't have any holding fee. I received emails starting in April, I believe, that one of the pairs that I was using, so I'm trading a portfolio of crypto tokens, and one of them that I was using, so I have a portfolio of 10 tokens, one of them was being removed. And I thought, well, let's just pick another one, which worked well for a month. But last month, I think it was somewhere at the beginning of the month, they wrote me an email that I believe it was at the end of the month that 2 more tokens will be phased out. And then at the beginning of May, there were like 3 or 4 or so. And so to me, this looked already like they are going to be completely phasing out these leveraged tokens products. So I had no better option to rewrite my trading logic yet again. So I believe this is the 3rd or 4th time now that I rewrite it from scratch, basically. So yeah, that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. So anywho, what did I do? So May, another thing that I wanted to do in May was writing a comprehensive backtest using backtesting.py. And we're going to go through that as well, because that was also not such a happy accident. Actually, it was just an accident. So yeah. So anywho, let's go through the code. One change that you can immediately see here, I switched to using .env to load my API key now externally. Just, a little bit of a security precaution here. Other than that, I don't believe anything changed here. When we go to the main dictionary that I'm using to write or to work throughout the entire trading process, what I will be changing probably is the symbol. So the symbol originally was an idea that I had, so I have my asset labels basically as main keys, and in that is another dictionary of keys and values for things that I'd like to keep for this particular asset. The symbol kind of refers to the tradable market, actually. And what I realize now with the futures markets is that the symbol for futures markets, that the actual shortcode for the market ends with /USDT : USDT. So as an intermediate solution, I came up with the monstrosity that you just saw, but actually what I would do is write the actual tradable market into portfolio symbols. I couldn't get around to that, but that's just also things that happen. Another thing that I'm saving now to the main dictionary is the leverage. You'll see that I'm initializing it here just so that I have an initial leverage to work with. Obviously, we then need to write the open positions leverage to the market's leverage position. And what's different from using futures over spot markets is that using USD, the USD value to trade isn't available. So in spot trading with CCXT, you could just go, hey, buy, I don't know, $30 of Bitcoin, and it would calculate how many coins it would have to buy that are equivalent to that in the background automatically for you. Actually, there was a value in the JSON response from the exchange when you asked it to give the equity, I believe it was. Anywho, that's just not available anymore for the futures markets. So we kind of have to work around that, and finally had to implement something that I didn't want to do, but maybe it's helpful in the future knowing to do that. Another thing that I'm saving here is the minimum tradable size. So every market on Bybit has a minimum tradable size. This kind of helps when we execute the trade, because now I don't need to keep a global variable around for the minimum size before it attempts to even trade. Now I can just ask the market what's the minimum size. I save it to the main dictionary. And then when I want to execute the trade, let's just, for example, it says buy $50 of AVAX. But the minimum size is 60, sorry, and 50 USD AVAX would be 2.2 AVAX, so as coin amount. But the minimum size says it needs to be 3.0. Then I can just check the size that I want to trade versus the minimum size, obviously, and then I don't even have to execute the trade. This was probably one of the best changes that I made this month. Then here I'm assigning, this is new as well, I'm assigning a leverage to each market that I want to trade, which is 2.5 in my case. So the reason here is very simple. I know for a fact anything that goes above, let's just say 5x or so, really kills you. I mean, not because the profits are so good, but 5x almost means you have 90 to 95 to 99% drawdowns every once in a while. And if you think about that, you don't want to trade that. And also, like the risk that it trades down to 0% of its actual value is just going up exponentially. So 2 to 3x leverage is recommended by many people. And because I'm lazy, I'm just taking the average here. So it's 2.5 as a global leverage. I'm assigning that to the market, and it does that actually on the Bybit backend. Another thing that I changed, so let's go all the way to the bottom. So if you remember, I had this super long, super complicated part of the code here where I check how many positions that I have actually open, I calculate the trade size, execute the trade as well, and I had calculate the risks and whatnot. I had all of that in one super long main function essentially, and I wanted to get rid of that. So I tried figuring out, okay, what can be a function? What can I do in in advance, what doesn't actually need to be in this part of the code. And that's what I did. So I'm calculating the market conditions, so whether Bitcoin and ETH both have a positive or a negative cross on the 2155 or the 55100. If both are negative, obviously we want to reduce our risk just by a fixed multiplier. So it's 0.25 and both are negative. And I realized I can just do that beforehand, so it's a lot easier to use. I can also encapsulate how many positions are actually active, and because now I'm trading futures instead of spot, I wrote a specific function just to execute the trade. Okay. Obviously things down here changed as well. I decided to rewrite or refactor using the global variables now in all caps, because that's better convention. I felt like small changes here and there. I changed how the summary table is generated, and as you can see here, this is the executing the logic. And basically, I'm giving a little bit of feedback when it couldn't execute the trade because the trade size was just too small for the market. And you can see Doge and Link executed without issue. Sol didn't execute. The trade table is still the same, and my orders are down here that it actually wanted to execute. I'm realizing that this and this part here are superfluous, and I don't actually need it. And last but not least, I've implemented a small function because I don't want to use X or Twitter or X anymore, because the main thing I used it for was checking the fear and greed index via push notification, and now I can just run this code here, which is a little bit easier. So executing the trade means I can give it like a bunch of options here. Executing the trade actually means I need to calculate the coin amount, which is how much I want to trade. So say I want to buy $20 worth of Bitcoin. I need to give it the amount, so which is 20 USD. And the coin price is a call to the exchange which I'm executing when I want to execute the order, so that I really get the very, very last price that it currently has. And obviously I need to divide that. Then once I have the coin amount, I can check whether the coin amount is smaller than the minimum size. And if it is, I can just stop executing this code. If it's not, then I obviously can execute the trade. That's really basically it. Yeah, so it was a lot of fun writing this part. Let's get to the backtesting part. Backtesting wasn't so great. I mentioned last time that I wanted to use backtesting.py because it was recommended. I really tried my best. I think it's great. I think it works really well. But my problem was that I just couldn't figure out like how to give it my specific strategy. So I was able, I believe I said that last time, I needed to figure out how I could give it my own data, which worked out really well. But once I tried to give it my own indicators, and then obviously also the trading logic behind it, it just fell apart. I just couldn't make it work. Here you can see I tried two different things, developed in parallel, right beside next to each other. No. I tried writing my signals to its own column. I tried here self.buy signal equals to yada yada. It just didn't work. Like I talked with GPT back and forth. I scoured the internet for information. It just didn't work. For some reason, it just couldn't execute any trades. Somewhere I read, hey, you need to execute your cash amount, because it always tries to buy whole stocks, essentially, because it's a stock backtesting framework, and it will always try to buy like 1 Bitcoin or 1 ETH or so. So I increased that, and it didn't work. It just didn't execute the trades, and I could see that on the chart. And I believe it was kind of easy getting both EMAs on the chart, but then I switched to tried using VectorPT, because that was also another one that I had on my list checking out. This was a lot easier to use, and it gave me all the statistics. But once I tried just to this simple price chart here, adding the 2 EMAs that I'm using to trade, it was also, boom, not working anymore. And I just couldn't figure out how, because with VectorPT, it has a Pro tier, and Pro is obviously not free anymore. I believe much of the most useful documentation is behind the paywall. There's not many people out there that use this framework or this module. And so most of the useful stuff for VectorPT is hidden behind the paywall. I'm sorry, I just couldn't make it work. I tried to. It didn't work out. So next steps. I decided, instead of, so many people on subreddit, the algo trading, I believe it's, or the quant trading subreddit, say, don't use any backtesting frameworks, make your own. Last month I said, no, I want to try one of the backtesting, or 2 in my case, backtesting frameworks myself. And if that doesn't work out, then I'm going to write my own. So that's where I'm at. I'm writing my own. And before that, I want to do 2 courses, or at least one, from 2 creators that I'm following on YouTube, that I highly recommend for you as well, obviously. I'm doing the 2 courses on Udemy from Algovibes, German guy, by the way, so he's got that going for him. And the other one is called Code Trading. I'm not exactly sure where he is from, but I believe he's from Poland. But I'm wrong, but both are from Europe, so yay, Europeans. Yeah, as I said, so that's just where I'm at. I'm doing the 2 courses, Algovibes. I'm through with 50%, or I believe it said 52% of the course already. The other one I haven't started yet. I believe I just watched parts of it, where he talked about backtesting.py, just for me to figure out what am I doing wrong. But as I said, once it comes to drawing the charts, and also figuring out like why doesn't it do what I wanted to do, I just decided it is my time is better invested improving my skills, and then hopefully be able to figure out where I went wrong, instead of tinkering around and doing mindless, stupid stuff that doesn't take me anywhere. I hope that makes sense. Just want to go through a list of other YouTube channels that I can recommend for you before we finish out this video. I can totally recommend Kevin Davey. Kevin Davey is also, you might not like some of his stuff, but what I liked about what I learned from him was you have to have a systematic approach to backtesting, to trading, and he's giving guidance for absolutely free. What I learned from him as well is that there are so many strategies out there. You can pick any one of them and just trade it, but that doesn't make you money. What really makes you money is running backtests, figuring out how the thing actually works, how it trades, and then apply that knowledge to your market. And Kevin was really great in that. A couple other ones, Quantpedia, great channel, great newsletter, by the way. Tom Starke, I believe he's also German, but I could be wrong. I'm not 100% certain, but he's also excellent in quant trading. Very advanced, very, very advanced. I understand half of it, but I'm really enjoying to watch his stuff. And last but not least, BM trading is he's German, definitely German, and I believe I have quite a lot of a high ratio of Germans in this list. I just realized. Yeah, BM trading. He's using MetaTrader. He's exposing some of the scammers. That's always very fun to watch. But he's also, you know, explaining in excruciating detail sometimes, or at least in some of the other videos, how he's trading, why he's trading that stuff, how he's arriving that. He's also very transparent in that regard, what he's trading and how his portfolio grows or shrinks depending on market situation, obviously. So yeah, that's it. I'm going to, so for June, I will focus on doing these courses. I'm not going to write any code unless I have to. And then we see at the end of June how that goes. It's already June the 10th when I record this. And as I said, I'm already 52% through with one of the courses. And we see next month where this is going to take me. As I said last time, leave a like or a comment if you have any specific topics that you want me to go into. You can also follow my public trading log, where I'm openly and transparently publishing my trading performance. I'm not hiding anything like many of the other guys do. I don't have to, because I don't have to sell you anything. Obviously, you can donate if you'd like to. But as this is more a learning adventure for me personally as well, and I want to help, and I'm keeping you to keep me accountable to actually finish this strategy. You don't actually have to buy me anything, but obviously I appreciate it if you did. So that's it. I hope to see you again next time. Bye.